Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ananda Salsabila Ramadhani and this video is going to be my summary of Brown's book Teaching by Principle: An Interactive Approach to Language Pedagogy, 2nd edition, in chapter 3, The Present and Informed Approach. The methods have changed over time and couldn't be generalized. The methodical history of the previous chapter, even with our brief look at the national function syllabus, doesn't quite bring us up to the present. By the end of the 1980s, the profession had learned some profound lesson from our past wanderings. We had learned to be consciously eclectic in making enlightened choice of teaching practice that were solidly grounded in the base of what we knew about second language learning and teaching. Method as unique, cohesive, finite set of design features is now given only minor attention. The profession has at least reached the point of maturity where we recognize that the diversity of language learners in multiple worldwide contexts demands an eclectic blend of texts, each tailored for a particular group of learners in a particular place, studying for particular purpose in a given amount of time. David Nunez sums it up nicely. It has been realized that there never was and probably never will be a method for all, and the focus in the recent years has been on the development of classroom texts and activities which are consonant with what we know about second language acquisition and which are also in keeping with the dynamics of the classroom itself. An enlightened eclectic approach. Your approach to language teaching methodology is a theoretical, well-informed global understanding of the process of learning and teaching. Your approach or rationale for language learning and teaching therefore takes on a great importance. Your approach includes a number of basic principles of learning and teaching on which you can rely for designing and evaluating classroom lessons. But your approach to language pedagogy is not just a set of statistic principles. In fact, a dynamic composite of energy within you that change with your experience in your own learning and teaching. What makes your learning may be relatively stable. Don't ever feel too smug. There is far too much that we do not know to allow us to assume that we know everything about language and language learning. The interaction between your approach and your classroom practice is the key to dynamic teaching. You may feel you cannot yet describe your own approach to language learning and teaching, so here is the selected list of potential choice you have in designing a lesson. First, language classes should focus on meaning and grammar. Second, students learn best by using plenty of analysis and intuition. Third, it is better for a student to think directly in the second language, use translation from first language. Next, language learners need immediate rewards and long-term rewards. Next, with new language learners, teachers need to be tough and demanding and gentle and empathetic. Next, a teacher's feedback to the student should be given frequently and infrequently so it will develop autonomy. And last, a communicative class should be given special attention to accuracy and fluency. Communicative language teaching. The late 1980s and 1990s saw the development of approaches that highlighted the fundamentally communicative properties of language, and classroom were increasingly characterized by authenticity, real-world simulation, and meaningful text. Over the following 6 interconnected characteristics as a description of CLT. First, classroom goals are focused on all of the component grammatical, discourse, functional, sociolinguistic, and strategies of communicative competence. Goal Goals therefore must intertwine the organizational aspect of language with the pragmatic. And next, language techniques are designed to engage learners in a pragmatic, authentic, functional use of language for meaningful purpose. Organizational language forms are not the center focus, but rather aspects of language that enable a learner to accomplish those purposes. Fluency and accuracy are seen as a complementary principle underlying communicative techniques. At times, fluency may have to take on more importance than accuracy in order to keep learners meaningfully engaging in language use. Students in a communicative class ultimately have to use the language productively and receptively in underraised context outside the classroom. Classroom text must therefore equip students with the skill necessary for communication in those contexts. Students are given opportunities to focus on their own learning process through an understanding of their own style of learning and through the development of appropriate strategies for autonomous learning. And last, the role of the teacher is that a facilitator in guide, not an all-knowing base over of knowledge. Students are therefore encouraged to construct meaning through guide linguistic interaction with others. There are 6 characteristics underscore some major departures from earlier approach. The first, learner-centered instruction. Learner-centered instructions includes techniques that focus on or account for the learner's needs, styles, and goals. Techniques that give some control to the student, group work, or strategy training. For example, curricula that include the consultation and input of students and that do not presuppose objectives and in advance. Techniques that allow for student creativity and innovation, and techniques that enhance a student's sense of competence and self-worth. Second, cooperative and collaborative learning. In a cooperative classroom, the student and teacher work together to pursue goals and objectives, but cooperative learning is more structured, more perspective to teacher about classroom technique, more directive to student about how to work together in group. In collaborative learning, the learner engage with more capable others, teachers, advanced peers, and etc. who provide assistance and guidance. The third is interactive learning. Interactive classes will most likely be found doing a significant amount of peer work and group work, receiving authentic language input in real-world context, producing language or joint meaningful communication, practicing oral communication through the give and take the spontaneity of actual conversation, writing to and for real audience, not contrived ones, performing classroom texts that prepare then for actual language use out there. As learners interact with each other through oral and written discourse, their communicative abilities are enhanced. 4. Whole language education. Whole language is a label that has been used to describe cooperative learning, participatory learning, student-centered learning, focus on the community of learners, focus on the social nature of language, use of authentic natural language, meaning-centered language, holistic assessment technique in testing, integration of the 4 skills. 5. Content-based instruction. When language becomes the medium to convey informational content of interest and relevance to the learner, then learners are pointed toward matter of intrinsic concern language takes on its appropriate role as a filus for accomplishing set of content goals. Content-based classroom may field in an increase in intrinsic motivational empowerment since students are focused on subject matter that is important to their lives. Students are point beyond transcend extrinsic factors like grades and tasks to their own competence and autonomy as intelligent individuals capable of actually doing something with their new language. And the last or sixth, text-based instruction. Peter Skinner defines text as an activity in which meaning is primary, there is some communication problem to solve, there is some sort of relationship to comparable real-world activities. Text completion has some priority and the assessment of the text is in terms of outcome. Text-based instruction is not a new method, rather it puts text at the center of one's methodological focus. It views the learning process as a set of communicative texts that are directly linked to the curricular goals they serve to purpose of which extend beyond the practice of language for its own sake. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you guys learned something new from this video. Please stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you everyone. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.